Hello, hello, welcome everybody. News Now Wyoming, bringing you the first video in a while. Sorry, I've been working on a side project, massive project. It's going to come to you guys soon. Not yet, not really ready to talk about it too much, but hopefully a lot of info to share in the future. But in the meantime, I've been watching this trial, and holy cow, what a disaster! For those of you that know the sovereign citizen movement, you know the freakish arguments they make, the stupidity, and all that stuff. Well, this case brings that to a head to just how dangerous this movement actually is and how stupid it actually sounds. So, dig in. Today, we're going to be showing you some of the first witnesses being questioned by the defendant, Darrell Brooks. Some people call him Darrell. He says it's pronounced Darrell, or I just don't answer that name because that name is a figment of somebody's imagination or a construct of the government or whatever the freak he says. All right, none of it makes any sense, but it is the state of Wisconsin versus Darrell Brooks. I am going to try to call him Darrell Brooks because the one time he did try to pronounce it out for the court, that's about how he said it. So, out of deference to him, I do want to try to help him out with that. For preface, right now, this first clip, or this first person he is interviewing, or not interviewing, but cross examination, is the friend of his ex-girlfriend. All right. And all that she really testified to is she came up, he was yelling at his ex-girlfriend or girlfriend at the time, really unclear, but current ex-girlfriend, and he was screaming at her, threatening her, and all that stuff. But her main point of testifying is to put him in the driver's seat of the SUV. That's it, okay? So here we go. With that in mind, let's watch how some of his questions. I do want to say, you guys, I do not show the entire cross-examination for any witness. So throughout this whole series, it's going to be that way.
Remember giving a statement?
Do you remember what you said?
I do.
So I'm gonna ask you again because I just asked. I have your statement in front of me. You did not mention any threats being yelled or made towards you. Would that be fair to say?
I did mention some.
What exactly did you mention?
That you were yelling at her, saying that you were gonna kill her and to get in the car.
And that's in your statement.
Yes.
Would you like me to read your statement to you?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
So I'll object based on the procedure that the defendant is employing at this point.
Sure. Mr. Brooks, there is a procedure.
Yelling or anything directed towards you.
So I did cut forward in time there. It's going to get back to that. So the audio should be better here. This is, of course, provided by Court TV, and even when I was watching this replay, there were so many audio issues. I'm sorry I can't get the volume any higher. So, yeah, it's the best I can do with the audio on the computer itself for the camera and all that. This is mainly I'm going to blame, but now that he's not over a webcam from the other courtroom, it is going to sound better. It's going to be more clear from him. Hopefully that's good enough, you guys. I apologize if it's not. But let's go ahead and continue.
Guys, and do you remember what you said?
I heard that you were yelling at Erica, telling her to get in the car, and that you were gonna kill her. That was you were gonna kill her was after the fact that you headed out, but that's probably not what you're asking. The fact of you were yelling at her, telling her to get in the car, was the time when you were around. Sorry.
Okay, and again, you guys, I want to point out the only thing she was really on the stand for, the only thing she was there is to put him in the driver's seat of the car. You're going to see, and he does continuously with during cross-exam, make people repeat facts that are very not helpful to his cause. You do not want to tell the jury over and over again that you are a dipshit. All right? That is not something you ever want the jury to even know about. But he does. And yeah, I guess we'll see if his strategy wins. Because who knows? He might be found not guilty.
Brooks was around.
Brooks or you? You said you, and then you said
Brooks.
Brooks. But you did state that you had never seen Brooks before November 21st, 2021.
Mr. Brooks, sure you want to ask that question? Think about some of the pretrial rulings I've made.
Let me rephrase that.
Okay, good idea.
I'm sorry, I'm new. So you're in your
Okay, I do want to point out what he was trying to ask her 2 weeks before this event. He ran over his girlfriend. He was arrested for that. All right, and a little bit more context. I don't remember how much of it I actually recorded, but his girlfriend states that the reason they were fighting, the reason that he was so pissed at her, is because she wouldn't bail him out. He was pissed at her because he went to jail for running her over with a car, and she didn't bail him out. That is why he was so upset. That, again, we don't know his defense, but he was so upset that he went and drove through a parade, killing 6 people and injuring 62.
Statement that I'm looking at right here on the screen, it says, it is Runkle, right?
Yes.
I don't want to mispronounce your name. It says, Runkle further stated that she heard Brooks telling Erica he was going to smash her face in and that he was going to kill her.
Yes.
I didn't.
I'm sorry.
Is that what you heard?
Yes.
So you didn't hear what you just testified to hearing?
No.
Or did you hear what I just read to you?
I heard that after you were leaving.
After.
Not that what you just read. I heard that after you were leaving.
You do know that this is your statement that I'm reading from, right?
I do.
We've established that, and this is argumentative.
Sustained. Rephrase.
I'm trying to figure out which one did you hear.
Okay, again, just a little bit of context. Mr. Brooks, Darrell, keeps getting everything confused. What he is reading from there, because she provided a written statement. Some of these people did, some of them didn't. But most of them did not. So what he is actually referring to there is a report written by the officer that interviewed her after she was done. She never reviewed it. She was never read it. She's never seen it before. So the prosecutor's saying she can't verify, she can't read it and say, yes, this is what I said. He has to ask her direct questions from it and try to, but no matter what, they aren't her words. They are the officer's words repeating what she wrote. And, you know, that's why most of the time hearsay isn't allowed and why he's not allowed to just present that police report to the jury. He's not allowed to say, see, here's what the police officer wrote, until the police officer is on the stand. So that's a little bit of what's going on here. He's trying to impeach her on statements she said to the officer. Now, what she's saying is, we're talking about 3 different times here in this fight, in this 2-minute span. Again, all this happened over just a period of 2 minutes from the time she showed up until the end of it. And so during that, she heard him say 3 different things when she was coming onto the scene, when she was fighting with him, and then as he was leaving. And so Darrell Brooks is trying to say, well, you didn't say that happened here and everything else. And just really, he's confused, and it really is to confuse the jury. But again, the only thing she is there to do is put him in the driver's seat. Nothing else. Right? She's not there to testify about him beating his girlfriend. That's not what he's on trial for. He is on trial for driving through a parade. Infuriating. It really is.
Objection. Vague.
Did you hear the I'm going to smash your face in, or did you hear what you previously said?
Well, I heard when you were sitting there arguing with her, I heard that.
Who is the you you're referring to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Brooks said that. When he was
Stupidness.
arguing with Erica.
And you claim that.
Sustained. Mr. Brooks, you need to formulate a question for the witness.
Did you ever hear? Now this is coming from your statement. Uncle stated that after a short dispute between her, Kirby, I guess that would be referring to Nick.
Yes.
After a short dispute between her, Kirby, and Brooks, she saw Brooks get back into the red SUV and heard him saying something to the effect of, I don't swear, so F you, effing bees, you're dead. Did you at any time hear anything like that?
Yes.
When you just testified, why did that part of your statement never come up? Why did you never say that?
Because it probably wasn't brought up at that time, but it's in my memory.
So, what all exactly did you do?
I heard what you were saying.
Heard you say at this time? Like, the question's not clear, like, what time frame are we talking about?
When, because in the video it's clear that
Hold on, go back to your question. I didn't mean for you to not ask it. I just want to make sure I understand specifically who you're asking this witness about statements that were made.
I'm asking about who she said was the individual driving the vehicle.
That's different than what you just asked.
Well, because you just that did you hear coming from the individual who was driving the vehicle?
I'm sorry, can we just clarify at what point we're talking about?
Exactly.
At the point that you, I guess I would refer back to the video at that point that we saw on the video.
So what point of the video? There's lots of points. There's many minutes long.
There's lots of points.
Can you describe what part of the video you want?
Part of the video when did you observe anything being said out of said vehicle? Did you hear anything being yelled or screamed or anything like that at that point?
Well, before I showed up, I heard yelling.
You heard yelling before you showed up.
Yeah, because like before I showed up into the video.
So how far were you down the street that you were able to hear what was being said?
Not.
Calls for a fact, not an evidence. She didn't say what she heard. What she didn't say she could understand what was said.
But I understand what the state is saying, but I think he's trying to establish where she was at that point in time. So go ahead and answer.
No, where's the where? Okay, I was right where you pulled up the second time.
Are you sure you know what I was asking?
It was not entirely clear to maybe all of us, but I was trying to give you some leeway. So
I knew you understood where I
No,
was.
she doesn't.
Were you at it? Let me say it like this: were you at a distance before you came into that video? Like approximately how far away were you?
She was outside the video frame, and then she wasn't.
Before you heard anything being yelled or screamed, as you said.
I was at a distance.
So would it be fair to say that it would be hard to hear the conversation that was being had?
Okay.
Not really.
I want to point out that at a distance could be 5 feet, it could be 20 feet, it could be 1,000 miles. I was at a distance from where this happened at. I don't live in Wisconsin, and I haven't been to Wisconsin since 2003. So, but I was at a distance from this scene. Horrible, horrible, horrible questions. But that's all right. That's all right. We'll make fun of him more as we go on.
Okay. Brooks was yelling pretty loud.
So you were able to hear what was said at that point between you and who you were chesting up with.
Well, I'm not gonna go back to that, but I was sitting there saying that he shouldn't be hitting a woman. No, Brooks should not be hitting a woman, and Brooks was saying that Erica Patterson is not a woman.
See, again, you don't want those facts coming in. She didn't say that on direct.
In your words?
Yes.
You sure that's what you heard?
Yes.
What then happened from that point?
Then we started brawling it out. Oh, me and Brooks started brawling it out.
What do you mean by brawling it out?
No, threw a couple punches. I threw a punch. Brooks smacked me.
So did you put that in the report? At any time before November 21st of 2021, did Erica ever confide any information to you before that?
Again, he's trying to ask about him running her over.
What was the nature of the information?
It's not allowed to be brought up.
See, and I'll say this, you guys, every video I need to be making sure I say this. But holy cow, this prosecutor did an amazing job with every witness they called. These are the most prepared witnesses I have ever seen. All right, they know exactly what they're allowed to say, what they're not allowed to say, and if they think he's getting close to that spot, they're going to say, no, I shouldn't be answering this question. And I really wish that the prosecutor would have said, Your Honor, just let her answer. He asked the question. That's the second time in the same witness that they did this, so I think it should have been allowed in.
Trial ruling that she's aware of.
Yeah.
So, you want to rethink asking that question, sir? Otherwise, I'm going to allow her to answer it.
What pre-trial?
I'm not going to state.
No.
The prosecutor.
Oh, privilege is the same pre-trial procedure. There was a pre-trial ruling about.
You know how you ran over your girlfriend? Yeah, we're not allowed to ask about that.
Do you want her to answer that question, or do you want to move on?
I want to move on.
All right, I'll
Do you remember what that argument was about?
Okay, so here, this is his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, girlfriend at the time, and you guys, again, I took this directly from Court TV. Sorry for the squished video. I tried expanding the ratios, making them bigger. No matter what I did, I couldn't make it better than what it is right as you see it. So I'm sorry. Again, and all she is doing here is putting him in the vehicle, in the driver's seat. That's all she really did. She doesn't testify about the 20th, November 20th, where he actually. She doesn't testify about the 20th, and she barely even talks about the 21st, other than to say, yes, we had a fight, and he got into the driver's seat and drove away. That's really all her direct exam was. But this is a girl who's known him since she was 15. She's 32 now. There's a 8-year difference between the two of them. 8 or 9 years difference between the two of them. She got pregnant when she was 17, and you really see it, and you hear it from all the other testimony. She's afraid of this man. She truly is, and you can see that in this direct exam or cross exam here. And it's going to be horrible when he gets to call her on direct as a direct witness during his defense. But she's so afraid of him. Even now, he's behind bars. He's never going to see the light of day, and you can just sense that fear she's got of him. Now she's feeling more secure because she hasn't had to see him in person for a year. He hasn't hit her for a year. So yes, she feels better. She feels stronger. But you can still see that fear come through in her eyes and the way that she talks. And sometimes you'll see this fierceness that comes out of her during her responses, where this is just one of the most amazing responses. She is a sweet young lady. Again, she's 32. Looking at her, I would have said she was 23, 24, but no, she is in her 30s, you guys. I wish her all the best. Glad she's moved on, that she'll never have to deal with him again after this trial is over. Good for her. But anyway, you guys, sorry, my own ranting.
He was arguing with me about money because I did not bail him out.
You also said that well, let me back up for that. If you knew that the conversation was becoming volatile, why did you still meet up with the alleged defendant?
I don't know.
To your knowledge, did the alleged defendant know anything about the city of Waukesha?
Yes.
And what did the alleged defendant know about Waukesha?
He told me, Mr. Brooks told me that his first child's mother lives in Waukesha.
Do you know that to be a fact?
No, that's just what Mr. Brooks told me.
So I don't know what he's doing here, okay? He told her that his oldest child, mom, lives there in Waukesha. And that's how he knows it. And he's been to the area many times, and there's a reason they moved there. We really don't get too much into that. But he is trying to impeach her, calling her a liar, because the only thing she knows is what he told her.
Are you aware that the alleged defendant in fact has no mother of any child that lives in the city of Waukesha?
Objection. If Mr. Brooks wants to testify, he should do so in a different stage of the trial.
Sustained. You don't need to answer that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, would it be fair to say that when you told the alleged defendant where you were, that the alleged defendant knew exactly where you were?
Yes.
How would the alleged defendant know that?
Because Mr. Brooks already knew Waukesha. He knew exactly where to go.
Did you at any time give directions where you made?
How could I give directions when I barely knew Waukesha myself?
Is that a no?
That's a no, sorry.
Thank you.
So, if you barely knew Waukesha yourself, where did you get the information on where you were at the time of the conversation via telephone?
I left the women's shelter with Corey, and she knows that location. She told me what Frank Park was. I didn't know the name.
God, what stupid questions.
You said that during this, well, once you had got out of the vehicle, as you say, you stated that your friend Miss Corey pulled you away from the vehicle because it swerved.
Yes, it was in the video.
You do know that we just saw the video. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, but there's two angles of the video.
Well, we only saw one, so I'm referring to.
Okay, so just a little context here, because he's right. They only watched one video during her direct examination. Right, and in that video, most of this is out of the frame of what happened between her and or Corey and Darrell. But yesterday, during Corey's testimony, they showed the other angle of this, where you clearly watch the video coming back in, and it sucks that during cross-examination. During the cross-examination, redirect, sorry. Words are not coming easy to me today. But during redirect, that the prosecutors didn't show that other video that they saw yesterday. It would have been admitted. She's in the video. She could testify to what the video is showing. And that clearly shows the vehicle swerving into her. So he's right. The video that they just watched, you can kind of see it out of the corner, but not very well. And I'm not going to bother showing it on this video. This is more about his stupidity and not fact-checking.
Yes, Corey pulled me out the way when Mr. Brooks made a U-turn. And you almost swerved into Miss Patterson, which is me.
You tried to run in over me again. She thankfully doesn't say again.
Would it be fair to say that the video does not show that?
There's different angles, but the video does not show that. The video we watched.
So the video that we just watched, that the jury just saw, there is no swerving of the vehicle and you being pulled back. Would that be fair to say?
From the far angle, you can kind of see it. Yes.
Would that be fair to say? That there's
Question, Mr. Brooks. Next question. Under 906.11 sub 1 sub C, I direct your attention to that next.
fair to say that your memory is kind of cloudy of that day because you were intoxicated?
No.
Okay, so for the intoxication and alcohol, he asked her earlier, what did you have to drink? And she said a Mike's Lemonade. Her friend, Corey, testified that Corey had vodka, half a pint of vodka, but didn't testify to what Erica had. Erica said all she had was one bottle of Mike's Lemonade. And if you get drunk off of one Mike's Lemonade to the point where you are plastered, oh my God, I want to take you out for drinks because you'll be the cheapest date ever.
There's a lot of things in this statement that you don't seem to remember. Is that fair to say?
Sustained. Next question.
Would it be fair to say that you reported two different incidents?
Yes.
Do you remember the dates of those incidents that you
The
reported?
20th, 21st.
Would it be fair to say that there was no incident on the 20th?
No.
Would it be fair to say that you were initially not truthful with law enforcement?
No.
Do you recall making a statement to law enforcement on November the 22nd of 2021?
I don't remember. I made this statement on the 21st of the day of the parade when I met the detectives that night.
You fabricated a reported abuse incident.
No.
One second here, I'm reading. Do you remember at that time speaking with Officer Booth?
Yes.
And do you recall what date that was?
November 21st.
Do you remember what you reported on November the 21st?
That me and Mr. Brooks, I met with Mr. Brooks at Frame Park. Me and Mr. Brooks got into an altercation. You hit me. I jumped out of your car and I walked and met my friend Corey. You followed me. And then after that, Nick and Miss Corey, they called the police officer. And then you drove off.
Just 1 second, Your Honor.
Excellent recall on that. Breakdown of the time. Again, you don't want that.
Because I just wanted to. We have a 15-year-old together. I mean, I was always going to talk to you then.
Do you remember if there was any agreed upon meeting up that day?
Yes.
By you, by the defendant?
Both.
Do you remember the reason why you were meeting up?
I just said why.
So it was just
She's getting frustrated.
Just the conversation.
Ooh, conversate. Conversate.
You could have communicated strictly by the phone.
Yes.
Would it be fair to say?
Oh, I wanted to. I did want to point this out. So let's just go back. So for this interaction you're about to watch with this water bottle, I want you to watch her. Okay. Just the excitement over something so stupid as getting her water done, and she's just filled with excitement. And then watch what happens when she turns back to Darrell Brooks. All right. Just watch this change.
Communicated strictly by the phone.
Yes.
Would it be fair to say?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It was great. I
noticed Officer Phillips, you are in uniform this afternoon. Were you scheduled to work today?
All right, so this next one, just the officer that was first to respond to these three witnesses, Corey, Erica, and Nick, after Nick called the police. He was the one that was trying to respond to the park and talked to them for less than 2 minutes. All right, the video, you hear all these screams going on over the radio, so he barely heard. Now, his dash cam video ended up being tossed because Corey says, you need to tell him about him running you over. So that was heard in the video. You have to really listen closely, but that is one of the biggest arguments that Darrell has won, is getting that video tossed. It was a great argument, great discovery. Prosecutor really should have been paying more attention and noticed that, and had the video edited so the jury wouldn't hear that. So great catch by Darrell Brooks. This is not a praise this dude. This guy's a dipshit. I hate everything about him, but he did hear something that nobody else did. Clearly unintentional conduct by the prosecutors, but this officer really, I really don't understand what he was here for, other than to get the police radio calls in evidence, and that's been tossed out. This officer really provided nothing on direct other than that video. So.
Yes.
So it would be fair to say that you would be on duty as of now if you were giving testimony in this matter.
I would be on duty right now, yes.
So it will also be fair to ask if it would be fair to say that you giving testimony right now, you're still getting paid for it.
I am currently employed by the City of Waukesha Police Department on a working patrol shift, on a normal shift for myself, yes.
Be fair to say that you are getting paid right now as we speak?
Yes, I'm getting paid right now.
Okay, I don't know what he's insinuating with these questions. He asked it of every officer that shows up. Because they're on duty, and you guys, you know I'm a hate the police person, right? I mean, I'll cover just about any police brutality, any misaction by the police, okay? I cover their lawsuits. That's what my channel is all about. But that doesn't mean that I believe that they're going to go lie in court just because they're getting paid at the time that they're testifying. What a stupid, ridiculous line of questioning. And again, you guys, I'm covering this not for these horrible, not for the officers, but I'm covering this because of the victims, to honor those victims. 6 people, 62 injured. And everybody that had to witness it. All of them victims.
By whom?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Were you subpoenaed by the plaintiff in this matter?
Sovereign citizen stupidity.
Were you subpoenaed to testify here today by the plaintiff?
Can you explain it another way?
That was pretty clear. Were you subpoenaed to testify by the plaintiff in this matter?
I was subpoenaed by the Waukesha County Prosecution's Office to testify in this matter.
And can you say that again just for the record?
I was subpoenaed by the Waukesha County Prosecution's Office in this matter.
Is the Waukesha County Prosecution's Office the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, irrelevant.
Sustained.
Do you know of any plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, irrelevant.
Sustained.
Have you ever seen the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, irrelevant.
Have you ever talked to the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, irrelevant.
Sustained.
Why are you continuing to look at parties that are not asking the questions?
Horrible, stupid question, but he's looking at the jury. He's looking over, he's watching the person asking the questions, giving him eye contact. And then the answer, he's looking over at the jury and he's giving his answer. Anybody that's has to testify. That's standard procedure, right?
Objection argumentative.
Sustained.
So, in the video, it's kind of hard to hear everything that was said when you pulled over and interviewed the three individuals. Can you give a little more commentary on what was actually said?
So, again, you do not want these facts being reread into the record. It was asked on direct. Hearsay, again, it's part of the video. But now, because he actually didn't testify during direct what they told him, they just played the video and let the video speak for itself. The video was tossed. What he answers now is actually on the record. The judge didn't strike his testimony, just the video. So everything that he is about to say would have never come into the record from him if it wasn't for the stupid defendant asking this question.
Can you clarify exactly?
What exactly were you told by the three individuals that you pulled over to interview?
Notice no objection?
I don't recall exactly what all three individuals said to me, as 1078 and the screams for help by other officials over the radio were directing my attention to figure out what was also going on downtown. What I recall hearing from these individuals is that one of the individuals that was not Erica indicated that their friend had been in a fight or altercation. So that's when I decided to pull over and try to get more information out of them. Erica, told me that nothing happened, that there was just a verbal altercation, that she wanted nothing to happen and she just wanted to leave. That's when another one of the other individuals said, Erica, you need to report what happened. And she still didn't want to. And that was basically about the extent of it when I just tried to get her name as these calls over the radio were coming for whatever was happening downtown that was unbeknownst to me at the time.
So would it be fair to say that you do recall the commentary of the interview?
I'm sorry. Now I will object as argumentative, Your Honor.
Do you know if there's even a plaintiff in this matter?
And I don't know why the prosecutor actually allows this, but you see, he must have made some gesture to her of just let this go on. But she does. And he does.
I was contacted by the Waukesha County District Attorney's Office to testify in this case.
Do you know if that's the plaintiff in this matter?
Generally, in a criminal case, the plaintiff would be the state of Wisconsin. That is my assumption in this case, that the plaintiff is the state of Wisconsin.
So the state of Wisconsin is the plaintiff in this matter to your knowledge?
That would be correct, yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And he does. You'll see as we go through this trial, as we look at his different questions and stuff. It's stupid. He's ridiculous. Entertainment value is huge. I'm sorry, not because of the trial, not because of the victims, but because he is just so bloody stupid. You gotta laugh at it. You have to laugh, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to laugh during times like these. But holy cow. hire an attorney. Hire an attorney. Now, what do you guys think is going to happen at the end of this trial? What should the sentence be? Do you believe in the sovereign citizen movement? It's been a while since I've actually made a video on the sovereign citizen movement. What do you think? What do you know? What things out of these three witnesses, you guys, because I only did these three witnesses. We're going to continue through the series. But these three witnesses, what other things did you see from their testimony, from his cross-examination? What things did I miss? What more do you want to see out of this? Right now I'm thinking I only want to show his cross-exams of the stupidest questions that he asked, the greatest answers, and just leave it at that. But if there's other things you guys want to see, right now I kind of want to... My side project I have to the side, so it's really overtaken a lot of life, and I kind of want to just step away from it. So what do you guys want to see? You let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys, and have a great day.